Hello everybody, I'm Ellbristow, this is Ellitopia Gaming, welcome back to KSP Live. And last week we were playing around with satellites. We picked up a contract to launch a satellite in a polar orbit, and we failed at the end of the stream last week. So we were close though, but we had some slight power issues because we didn't have enough solar panels. So this week we're going to retry that mission and hopefully get that polar satellite in orbit, and then maybe have a look at a couple of extra communication satellites, or maybe we will have a look at whether or not we can get some kind of space station in orbit. I don't know how the funds will go though. We are very, very tight on funds at this stage in the career, so we might be looking at grinding some contracts for funds, but we shall have to see how that goes. Our first port of call is going to be to try and repeat the satellite launch mission that we did last week. Let's hide that stupid thing getting in the way of my screen. There we go. So let's load the EIXAT-2 that we launched last week. I have an itchy nose. Excuse me. Now, do we have any spare? We do. We have got spare parts available. So the big issue that we had, was that we didn't have enough solar panels on enough sides of the satellite. So we're going to take 4 with us instead of 2 this week, and we're not going to put it inside the fuel tank. We are going to adjust that and bring it out like so. I've got a very itchy nose for some reason, which is a pain. So other than that, I think the satellite was actually okay. We got it where it needed to be. We just couldn't control it once it got there because it ran out of power. So hopefully with extra solar panels, we will be able to maintain control of the craft. What did I do? I made some changes. I know what I did. Right, this is going to be the EIXAT-3. Hold on, let's just save that. Last week we recruited a new recruit. And it recruited Moobot when it was supposed to be recruiting T. Harvey. And when we recruited it as Harvey Kerman, it recruited him as a pilot, and we didn't want a pilot, we wanted a scientist. So I went in and I changed the save game, and naming him T. Harvey instead of Harvey has turned him into a scientist. So we now have the scientist that we were after last week, and it is T. Harvey. So so that's fantastic. So that is our first viewer Kerbal in the game, and that is T. Harvey, our one of our donators over at streamtip.com. So if you'd like to see yourself in the game, then well, next time we hire a Kerbal, we will either do a poll from the Twitch viewers, or we will pick one from our donators over at streamtip.com. Or patreon.com, in fact. Both of those, you know, both acceptable. If you're watching this on YouTube, the links for those are in the description. If you're watching this on Twitch, they should be if you just scroll down the page. If you're watching this on twitch.tv, you should find that there's some links down there somewhere. If you're watching this on ellitopia.com, I think there's a link in the menu bar for supporting ellitopia.com. I'm not really too sure where that one goes to, whether that's Patreon or StreamTip. So try it out and let me know. There we go. Either one is acceptable, by the way. StreamTip or Patreon. They will both give you the ability to have priority over being entered into our game as one of our Kerbals. Or indeed, if you want a ship, or a mission rather, named after you, if you want your own flag in our game attached to a satellite or to a landing spot, something like that, that's all the rewards that we're offering at Patreon and StreamTip. So with all that, you know, commercial money stuff out the way, we're looking at the EIXAT-3. So it's the same as the EIXAT-2, except it has 4 solar panels instead of 2. So hopefully this thing will actually be sufficient for completing the polar orbit that we need to do. So we're going to save this, and we are going to build it, which is going to cost us 17,000, which is not the end of the world. And while that's building, we're going to go out and have a look at what other contracts we have available, because that's going to take quite a long time to build. I'm just thinking. I've added the dang it mod. I think I added stage recovery as well. Let me just check that. Because if I've added stage recovery, I could start adding parachutes to things and saving some money. I know I intended to, but I don't know if I did or not. Yes, I did. I did add stage recovery. So if I start adding some parachutes to things, then we'll be able to save some money on our launches. However, I can't do it on that one because I've done it already. Let's see if there's any little quick missions we can do while we're waiting for that to build. Seren, Sona. That's... orbit around Sona, fly by Aptor, fly by the moon, orbit around Kerbin, fly by Mun, and then I presume get them home again. That's quite a mission. No, we're not ready for that. Orbital survey of the Mun. Ordinarily, that would be a great one to do. Unfortunately, the Mun isn't a moon orbiting Kerbin in this particular game. It's orbiting Sona instead. Test small landing gear landed at Kerbin. We can do that. That's some easy money. Let's apply for that. And we'll do a test pod. Pod. That's a funny word, that pod. Let's see, we've done an X3, so this is going to be an X4. Let's go for a new craft. We'll go for a command pod. No monoprop, no spares, no food, water or oxygen, because they're literally going to be 2 seconds out on the launch pad. And to that we shall attach the small landing gear, which we shall attach to the back, like so. And, well, then that's it. So this is going to be the X4. My earphone is falling out of my ear because I keep catching it. I keep sitting on it and nudging it with my hand. I should really switch back to my my cordless headphones, or get some. I want to get some cordless in-ear headphones. They do them. They're like Bluetooth, and they kind of go behind your head, just like that. But they go in your ear rather than great big things over like that. I might have to look at getting some of them. So this is the X4. We're going to build that as well. And well, that's about all we can do in here at the moment. Okay, so this is just a test one, isn't it? Run test. Ta-da! 3,200 funds, 1 science, 1 reputation. Nothing to write home about, other than the science point. You know, we can write home about the science. Actually, we would have got a little bit of science from actually building the craft as well, because that's part of the Kerbal Construction Time mod. We have 125,000 funds, so now we want to warp to complete on the EIXAT-3. SAS we don't have. Throttle we do. Kerbal we don't. So here we go. We are just going to launch. We are away. Let's keep ourselves level, hopefully. Although we do want to go a little bit north to start our gravity turn. Stupid itchy nose. That's those R8 winglets, because there's only 3 of them and not 4 of them. Wow, that's actually quite nasty. If I can get it to hold still for a second while I switch to the map view and get that out. Right, okay. Apo at 24, that's too low, come on. We need to be nosing up, please. Oh, and there goes the first tank. Yeah, we've messed this one up, I think. Whoa! Yeah, totally messed this one up. Okay, I haven't got any parachutes on this. Yeah, exactly. We really missed that one. We were going... the angle was wrong. We dipped down too quickly. There's not really a lot I can do about that. Might be able to kind of just about land it, maybe. Let's speed up time and... why can't I... Oh, I've lost communication now, so I can't do anything. Oh, well. Never mind. Bye-bye, EIXAT3. Boom. All gone. So, let's go back to the Space Center. Okay, SAS we don't have. Throttle is up to 100%. Welcome, Jake13M. Welcome, welcome. And we are ready to launch this thing. Here we go. And we are still going north. So, here we go. So, we are away. We'll try and keep it vertical slightly longer this time. And very, very gently gravity turn. Try and take it nice and slow so that we don't end up in the same situation that we were last time. Holding 45 degrees quite well. Right, let's go to the map, see how we're doing. Apo is at... Oh, Apo's at 59. Okay. Well, that was a slightly more successful launch. $72, $74. Take it up to, I don't know, 80 something. Oh, we just ran out of fuel. We'll take it to there, shall we? Let's cut that. What's that? 85. Apo is in pretty much the right place. Let's carry on burning a little bit. Let's push this up. What do we need? We need quite a high Apo anyway. Apo is going to 579. So we could just... Whoa, let's watch what we're doing here. Apologies for not watching the Twitch chat during this process, because this is a tricky bit. Now, we're in space now, so we'll stop it at... Let's go for 120. There we go. And then we'll circularise it out at the top. Right. Hold on. Right, we have control here. We are kind of eclipsed by the sun, although at our Apo, we might be alright. Yeah, we are. Okay. So, coming up on our Apo, my throat's gone all funny. We have control because we have communication with KSC, so we are going to burn our periapsis up. 516 and 579, so somewhere between those. Right, let's cut that there, because that's pretty much where our Apo and Peri need to be. However, communicating while we're down here is going to be an issue, isn't it? So we might actually need to try and correct somehow our orbit from where we are. Where's our target orbit gone? Have we done it already? Well, okay, we completed it. We were close enough already. So we just made ourselves 37,000 funds and 12 reputation. I didn't even realise that we had done it. We were that close already. So there we go. We have successfully launched a satellite in a polar orbit, albeit, you know, in a polar orbit that doesn't always have communication, but we have launched a valid satellite and completed that contract. So there you go. Yes, this is career mode. We are doing a career mode it's in hard mode with, I think we set it to 250% penalties, but with 100% rewards or something like that. Something along those lines is the settings that we're using. But yes, definitely career mode, and that is our first actual satellite contract completed. How much fuel does this thing have left? Because we could just bring it home. it has got plenty of fuel to bring it home. However, we are going to leave it there because we can use it to harvest science from space. If we have a look at this thing, the only science gathering thing that we have on it is this telescope. But if we toggle the shutter to open it up, oh, we can't because we haven't got communication at the moment. We'll come back to that at a later date when we do have communication. Check stream tip. Oh, I don't have my stream tip alerter thingy on there. Hold on. Where's it gone? And we do indeed have a new donation. Hang on, I've closed my Twitch chat now. We do indeed have a new donation from Jelly. Thank you very much for that, Jelly. I shall get you added to our list of donators on Twitch and on the Ellitopia site, and you will indeed be given priority for adding any new Kerbals to our stream. Or indeed, if you have a flag that you would like me to add to the game for you, then please send it over to me. Send me a link to it or something like that, and we could launch a mission in the name of the jellyfish. And wouldn't that be interesting, eh? Wouldn't that be fun? Hang on, I just need to rearrange my windows now because I've got an extra window open. There we go. I can see everything that's going on, all the things, all the windows. Okay, so this contract's done. So we can go back to the Space Center now and leave that satellite sitting there, spinning around happily. We did somewhere have. That's apt to sonar. Test the VTOL from the launch site. There we go. Position satellite in equatorial orbit of Kerbin. So we could launch another one because we do actually need to launch some more satellites in equatorial orbit of Kerbin. So I'm going to accept that. We'll do one more satellite launch and then we'll have a look at something else perhaps. Throttle up. And well, that's it really. Launch. There it goes. Right, now the important part of this launch is this bit with the solid boosters. We need to stay vertical for a while, then gently start our gravity turn to the east, preferably without spinning around too much. Without spinning around too much, please. Okay, that was a bit better that time, I think. We are out of the atmosphere. 126, that'll do. Right, and while we're here, we now need to use this one to pick Kerbin Mission Control as our target and activate it. No line of sight. Really? Really? You don't have... Yes, you do. There you go. See? It's there. You can see it. Thank you. Close that. And we can... Yeah, we can deactivate that, can't we? We should still have control. Yep, for the moment. Here we go. Will we still have control at the Apo? Touch and go, actually. We should do. Yeah, just about. There we go. So getting looking pro grade. Let's just keep burning actually, shall we? Are we out of fuel? Oh. Well, that was unexpected. Oh. We ran out of fuel. I thought we had far more than that. Wow, okay, so they really are heavy. They've taken a heck of a lot of Delta V out of our launch. Okay. Well, I mean, we have a satellite in orbit. We have a satellite in orbit. We could actually make it communicate with the EIXAT-4 when it comes back round. Is it out of power as well? Why is it out of power? It's got solar panels that apparently aren't facing the sun enough. What is it with solar panels these days? Look, if I was a solar panel, I would say that that's in the sun. Okay, yeah, not direct maybe, but it says direct sunlight. But we're using too much of it, I guess. That one's off. So this is the only one that's on. They're all off at the moment. Could have disabled the control on there, I suppose. Let's delete these out. How do we get around this? Let's watch and see if we get power back. Do we get power back at any point? We should do eventually, because it will, as the planet goes round, the angle of sunlight will change slightly. But doesn't really seem to be getting us any sunlight, does it? So that's twice we've managed to somehow launch a satellite and plant it exactly in the position where it can't see the sun. It actually takes some skill when you've got 4 solar panels to have all 4 of them facing away from the sun. But there we go. So we'll just have to leave that one in orbit, and hopefully it will eventually get power back and we can readjust it so that it will become a communication satellite. So not having a huge amount of success with our launches today. I wonder if we should try something a little bit different. Test the hitchhiker storage. Oh, there's quite a few funds. Excuse me, hitchhiker storage container landed at Kerbin. Let's do that one quickly. Okay, Bill, are you going to run our test for us? Run test. There we go. Lots and lots of funds. 12,000 funds for completing that. 1 science, 1 reputation, plus the funds we were given to start with. We can actually... Is it... transfer you into there and then go IVA, and we can have a look in there. Hello, look, this is the hitchhiker storage compartment, full of rubbish, junk, trash and refuse, and some food and not food, and some laundry. Space is not that way because we're not in space. Thank you very much. But yeah, there you go. That's the inside of the hitchhiker storage compartment. However, we just need to recover this now because that contract is done. Little bit grindy, but once we start getting into the bigger contracts, the grinding will reduce. Up to 166,000 funds. What do we need to upgrade the VAB? 562. Ouch, that's quite a lot, really, isn't it? 187, 375, 187. So 562,000 funds is quite a lot. However, 45 science means we can unlock one of these. What do these give us? Launch stability enhancer, struts. We can unlock, we can unlock the Terrier engine. I like the Terrier engine and that extra fuel tank. Yeah, we're unlocking that. That's what we're doing. I'm not even going to ask you guys for your opinion because, well, if you choose anything other than that, you're just plain wrong. So let's unlock that because that means we could actually change the construction of our satellite launching system to have a more efficient engine on the end of it. So there we go, there's that done. So let me think. We need to get a satellite in orbit. It needs to have more fuel. We can do it with less parts now. Right, let's load the Yikesat 5. We didn't save the 5B. Okay. So this is the Yikesat 5, but we can now use these guys, which are twice the size. So we can actually, if we take it off there, save that, take all that. Oh no, we want that as well. There we go. Ditch that lot. Stick one of them on. Did we actually get some kind of aerodynamic part as well? No, we didn't. I was imagining things. Okay. So now we can have that fuel tank and that engine, which is lighter. Then we can re-add that back on, which is now on the other side. Re-add our 4 solar panels back on, which don't need to be modified to pull them out of the fuselage this time. And we can put, no, we don't want 4, we only want 2 satellite dishes on, not blocking the solar panels. And then when we stick that back on, our delta V is now up over 5,000 in delta V. It was far less than that last time. So there we go. That actually should be a far more efficient craft. Still be almost impossible to control. But there we go. So this will be the Yikesat 6. Oops, I've got caps lock on for some reason. There we go. We're going to save that. Do we actually want to build it? We do, because we want to complete that contract, don't we? So let's hit build on that. Okay, so throttle is up. We are on the launch pad with the Yikesat 6, which now has a slightly different build setup, slightly more fuel. It's slightly lighter, probably slightly more aerodynamic, hopefully slightly more aerodynamic. So let's see if we can get this thing into our desired orbit, shall we? Let's launch it. We are away. We are off the ground. I wonder how much control we are going to have over this one. Staying vertical for a while. Kind of letting the craft do what it wants to do for the moment. I'm not touching the controls very much. It's dipping slightly. Oh, that was almost a mistake. Let's sort that out. 127, that's not bad. This kind of wants to pull over to one side by the looks of things, so we're going to have to be a bit careful with this. Whilst burning. He says, bashing his keyboard, trying to keep it under control. Coming up to the Apo. Yeah, it wants to go off to the right. The reaction wheels are not very strong on this. Oh, mind you, no, it's because we haven't got SAS running, isn't it? SAS is not compensating for the sideways pull of the weight imbalance. Right. Calm it down a little bit now. Go on to fine controls. Better, right. And our Apo up near 578. Right, we've lost communication. Okay, I thought we'd run out of fuel then again, but we haven't. That's good. We've lost communication though, so... And I bet... Oh, we're spinning. If I time accelerate here... Oh, our power is depleting even while we're facing the sun. That's not good. And I've just stopped it. Pointing directly at the sun again. We need more solar panels. We need more power. We've got quite a number of satellites in orbit now that don't have any power because those solar panels just aren't good enough, and we haven't got enough parts to add any more. So we're kind of stuck a bit. Okay, maybe we need to rethink this strategy a little bit. Not sure how though. If we have 2 solar panels on each side, that might help. As in, rather than having it on all 4 sides, we'll have it on 2 sides. But we'll have 2 panels on each side. That would double our power input. We just have to make sure that the panels are facing the sun. I'm very tempted. We've kind of got ourselves into a corner at the moment. We've kind of got ourselves into like a vicious circle where we need funds, but we need to complete the contracts to get the funds. But in order to get the craft to build the to complete the contract, we need the vehicle assembly building upgraded. But to upgrade the vehicle assembly building, we need the funds. So we're kind of stuck in a vicious circle, and I'm wondering if we can come up with some way of making a feature of generating some funds, such as sponsorship opportunities from our viewers or something along those lines. So for people donating towards the series, we'll add funds to the career mode so that we can kind of skip the grind for the funds. Something along those lines, which I know is kind of against the idea of career mode. But at the end of the day, we're making videos here. We're doing live streams. We're making videos for YouTube. So it's not very fun to watch the grind on YouTube and on Twitch. So what do you guys think? I mean, this is open to the guys in Twitch and obviously to you guys watching this on YouTube. Do you think that we should have some kind of system where our viewers can do something or you know, perform some activity or donate, you know, actual funds, and you know, for every $1 that gets donated, we add 100,000 funds to the space program, or I don't know, for every share on the videos, we add 10,000 funds to the program, or something like that. You know, something to kind of kickstart the career so that we can skip past this kind of grindy stage and get to the fun stuff, the meaty stuff that you guys want to see, because obviously it's going to be better for me as far as the series is concerned, but it's also going to be better for you guys watching. So let me know what you think. You know, suggest ideas. What do you think we could do to kind of boost this this series along and cut out some of the grindiness of it. Either comment on Twitch, or if you're watching this on YouTube, comment in the comments below. Let me know what you think, and we'll come up with something, you know, some way that you guys can get a bit more involved to get this career going. You know, because I've got the ability, for example, to add flags to things. Here we go. I can add. Come here. There we go. I can add a flag to the side of things. So that can be a sponsorship opportunity if you want your flag. Obviously, you know, this has been offered to Jellyfish already because he's actually contributed real world funds. But I can add your flag to any of our craft. That looked pretty good on there, actually, didn't it? It's a bit kind of flat and hovering though. Yeah, so I can do all that. I can add those things to the craft so that you guys can actually genuinely sponsor a video, genuinely sponsor a satellite or whatever. Yeah, see, for YouTube, I can cut out the grind, and I have done to a certain degree, you know, during the series. But on Twitch, I can't do that, and it doesn't make for very good viewing. And because I record this series on Twitch, if I do the grinding and I cut it out, well, then that doesn't leave much for YouTube. So we need to come up with something. We need to come up with some idea of how we can get around that. Meanwhile, we need to work out what we're going to do with this. I think this idea might be the one that works. Something like that, so that we've actually got 2 solar panels on each side. We're still at 30 parts for the limit. Hey there, Harvey, welcome. I don't. You obviously missed the beginning of the stream. I actually finally managed to get T. Harvey Kerman into the game as a scientist. Harvey Kerman was coming in as a pilot, but T. Harvey Kerman is a scientist. So you are successfully added as our scientist into our game now. To say thank you for your contribution, and Jelly, in answer to your contribution, you will be getting hopefully the next Kerbal that we add to the game. It will be a Jelly Kerman or a Jellyfish Kerman or whatever you want it to be, really. So there you go. Okay, so Fortitude 1 is on the launch pad. We still don't have SAS, but we do have throttle. And this time I believe we do have, let's get rid of that, we do have slightly more Delta V, despite the fact that we have less solid boosters. So let's see how this goes, shall we? We are going to launch. We're off to see the wizard. The wonderful wizard of Cos. vertical launch to start with. And this is kind of keeping control a little bit better already, I think. We'll see how long that lasts. The craft is edging over towards the east of its own accord, which is fine by me. Apo. Okay, so our Apo's outside the atmosphere now. That's a good start. And there goes that engine, so... Woo! Now this is the tricky bit. We are actually launching in the shade, which is a bit of a pain. So let's keep our battery power on screen at all times. Let's increase our Apo up a little bit. To fine controls. There's Aptur coming up. I think that's Aptur coming up over the horizon over there. Come on. Let's get the Apo to 100, like we did last time. Or over 100. 120 we did before, didn't we? There we go, there's 120 Apo. Let's get ourselves into communication. Target the mission control. I don't actually have to activate that at this point, but let's make sure that our solar panels are solaring. Activate that. Deactivate that and see how our power is. It is holding. So that's good. So, as long as our solar panels keep facing the sun, which the laws of physics suggest that they will if I do that, to hold us in place, then we will continue to have sufficient power. So let's get up to the Apo. Ah, we've lost communication already. Okay, so we'll have to... yeah, we can't do anything. Oh. 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 Problem. We lost communication quicker than I expected because we have gone over the horizon. So we're going to lose this satellite as well. This really isn't going well today, is it? We need to finish this contract to unlock those funds. We need to improve so we need to get a satellite network in place. I'm wondering if maybe we need to launch a manned craft and deploy a satellite that way. It's not really the best way of doing it though, is it? I'll tell you what. We need to kind of rethink what we're doing here. So I'm going to take some time to rethink how we're going to proceed from this point on. And again, as I've mentioned, you know, about the whole, you know, viewer-based funding system, we'll try something along those lines, perhaps. You know, depending on the suggestions that we get from the guys the comments on YouTube and you guys here in Twitch. We'll try something along those lines. I'm thinking that at this segue, it might be a good idea for us to do something else for a change. Let's come out of Kerbal Space Program and let's have a look at something else. For the purposes of YouTube, thank you for watching, guys. If you've enjoyed this, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. And I will see you next time, guys. See you later.